NeedvilleInsurance.com. And Equitable Advisors. It's never too early or too late to get with Nick Arevalo and Equitable Advisors to create a smooth, soft landing into a wonderfully comfortable retirement. Check out Equitable Advisors. We will step aside and be back with the opening kickoff on the game between Travis and Ridgepoint. The district-leading Ridgepoint Panthers and the Travis Tigers, a team that is accustomed to going to the playoffs, still trying to find a way into that postseason tournament. This is your broadcast home for Fort Bend County High School sports. VypeFortBend.com.
There is nothing spooky about these spectacular specials at First Tire and Automotive. Save $50 off 2 tires and $100 off 4 tires with the purchase of a premium installation package. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Cannot be combined with any other offers. And if your battery seems to be ghosting you, save 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
Hey, Fort Bend County fans, this is Bradley Stavanaugh with Needville Insurance Agency.
Bradley is my insurance man. He can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every year on your car insurance, home insurance, or flood insurance, or all three like he did for me. And Bradley, you are as Fort Bend County as they come, right?
That's right, 4th generation here in the Needville area in Fort Bend County, taking care of folks over here for over 100 years here in Fort Bend County.
You can give him a call, you can go online, or he'll even come see you at the Needville Insurance Agency. Give him the number, Bradley.
979-793-7411.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Long Meadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately, like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box. All for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New Gigabit Extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
We are back and almost ready to go from Mercer Stadium, but I will tell you that the sky looks a little bit ominous. We've been blessed with some great evenings where we could say there is not a cloud in the sky when we start before it gets all dark and everything. But I'll tell you what, you can't see a star in the sky tonight because there is heavy cloud cover. And the wind is blowing very hard out of the north. And so that has been difficult for the honor guard that brought the colors to the middle of the field for the Star-Spangled Banner. It's just a very, very hard wind indeed. In fact, the people that put the flags on the 2 big flagpoles at the north end were only able to get the stars and stripes up there. I'm not sure what the problem was with the Texas flag, but they were unable to get it up there, so I don't even see the folded flag. It looks like they're working at the bottom of the flagpole to try and get something repaired, but I don't know. All I know is we got 1 flag in its old glory. So the visiting team tonight is the Ridgepoint Panthers, and they come out as an entire group walking to the middle of the field for the ceremonial coin toss. Ken Riley, Scott Taylor, Ryan Booker, and one other captain. Sorry about that. That's going to happen a few times tonight. I'm really fighting one of those terrible throat situations. I think I'll be able to speak without my voice just going away, but I will probably have to just pause on those moments where the cough is coming on. Drew Sissom and Robert Sims are two of the Travis Tigers captains. Also Anthony Oliver, and there's one more. I believe the other captain is Davis Ochoa. Duffy Mapes is our referee tonight, and he just let everybody know that Ridge Point won the toss and deferred, and Travis is going to get the football first. They'll take it at the north end because they will have that very strong north wind at their back to start this football game. Travis is not used to having 3 losses in district play, but that's what they have. But as Coach Sissom told you during the countdown to kickoff show, there is a possibility that they could lose this game tonight as long as they win their finale next week. And if they get that done, they could still wriggle into the playoffs as long as they get cooperation from some other folks. Dulles has to win its game on the final week of the season. That would help Travis out a lot. So I misspoke. Actually, Travis... There's my first voice crack of the night. Travis won the toss, but they elected to defer, so they are going to kick off from the north end of the field here at Mercer. Lining up to boot it is Leo Esteban. Mason Dawsett is in the middle of the field, standing near the 5-yard line, right between the hash marks and ready to bring it back. We're inside a booth tonight. Hope you can hear a little bit of the crowd noise and the bands as well. Esteban gets it in the air, and it's going to go all the way into the end zone on the fly and bounce through the back of the end zone. Ridge Point will have a touchback and get it going from right there. Well, it sounds pretty decent in my headphones, so I hope it sounds pretty decent to you. I was just concerned that we really wouldn't have quite the crowd noise that we like to have. Well, Ridge Point has a lot of weapons. They are the visiting team tonight, wearing the all-white uniforms, pants and jerseys, purple numerals and letters, the white helmets with a double purple stripe down the middle, their numbers on one side and a Panther logo on the other. Ezel Jolly is their feature running back, but he moves to the left in a slot. Now Dawsett goes in motion. He is one of 2 receivers in the slot on the near side. And Austin Carlisle drops back, stands strong, throws over the middle, got a completion to Mason Dawsett at the 44-yard line, and that is a first down, a pickup of 19 yards, very crisp execution by the Ridge Point Panthers.
First down.
Think of First Tire and Automotive. For all your car care needs, check them out at firsttireandauto.com. Carlisle fakes the handoff to Jolly, throws to Dawsett in the near flat, dodges a man outside the numbers and forward to the 39 of Travis. And he has picked up 16 yards and yet another first down for the Panthers. Travis is the home team wearing the all-scarlet uniforms, jerseys and pants, silver helmets with the scarlet T on the side. Double receiver slot to the right, and Carlisle wants to throw it again, and it's off the hands of Jolly, who made a quick stop route, and it was a little bit wider than he expected the pass to be. It came in hot off his hands, incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10. Thomason Olorunfemi, a very active linebacker for Travis on the defensive left. And he can be a problem for quarterbacks when he brings that late blitz. Now there's a little hitch pass. A swing over there to Nick Thomas, who dodges a man and gets a pickup of 7 all the way down to the 32. So it's going to be 3rd down and 3 for Ridge Point. The Archer Volkswagen key to the game for the Travis defense is simply don't let those speedy Ridge Point receivers get behind you. Keep them in front. Jolly standing to the left of the quarterback, Austin Carlisle. There goes Dawson in motion behind Carlisle. Give to Jolly up the middle. He's hit early, struggles forward, picks up 2, but that's 1 less than he needed. And it's Thomas and Olorunfemi who came up and made the tackle.
Brings up 4th down.
Tomorrow, I'm shocked to hear myself saying this, but we're not going to have a football broadcast. Not 1. Not 2, nothing. But every once in a while, life gets in the way. So, no football on VypeFortBend.com tomorrow. 4th down and 2. Give to Jolly up the middle. Got the first down. That'll take care of it for Ridgepoint on the 6th play of the drive. Drive that started at their own 25-yard lines. They move the sticks again with another first down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com. We'll let you know about our schedule of games for next week as the evening moves along. First down and 10 at the 26. Carlisle, play fake, throwing, looking for Gabriel Bro just over his shoulder and a little bit wide of where he expected it. And Temi Osanike was right there on the defense, shoulder to shoulder with Gabriel Bro.
Brings up 2nd down.
2nd down for Ridgepoint, which has been excellent in its execution. Travis did come close to stopping this drive a couple of plays ago, but Ezel Jolly picked up a first down, and now Jolly runs up the middle on a delay, and there is Travis with perfect defense. Olorunfemi dives into the backfield, and he had some help back there as well from Jacob Woods. So it's 3rd down and 10 all of a sudden after that incomplete pass on first down and then the run for no gain. The ball is at the 26 of Travis. In all likelihood, it'll be Ridgepoint and George Ranch in the Division I Class 6A playoffs. And in the Division II playoffs, it's going to be Hightower and somebody. Good chance it could be Clements. Carlisle on 3rd and 10, drops back, throws, slant. Gabriel Bro caught down at the 10. 1st and goal from right there for Ridgepoint.
Pass complete to number 10, Groves, brought down by number 11. That's good enough for a Panthers. First down.
On the tackle was Osanike, but not before. It was a pickup of 15 and 1st and 10 for the Panthers, or 1st and goal rather. They've already used up more than 3.5 minutes on this drive. They're taking their time. The play clock is now at 10. They're finally starting to line up. Carlisle in the spread. Hands it off to Jolly. Up the middle. Breaks tackle. Splits 2 defenders and into the end zone for a touchdown. And very calmly flips the football to the official who was standing under the goal post. And that is a most impressive Archer Volkswagen touchdown scoring drive on their first possession of the night on 10 plays, covering 75 yards. Ridgepoint burns up 3 minutes and 59 seconds on the scoreboard clock, and they get the run up the middle from 10 yards out from Ezel Jolly, and now Holden Gray will add the extra point. It is up, and it is good. 7-0 Ridgepoint with 8:01 to go in the first quarter. We'll be right back on VypeFortBend.com.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
There is nothing spooky about these spectacular specials at First Tire and Automotive. Save $50 off 2 tires and $100 off 4 tires with the purchase of a premium installation package. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Cannot be combined with any other offers. And if your battery seems to be ghosting you, save 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
Cooper Atkins and Jaden McCoy set to return the kickoff for the Travis Tigers, down 7-0 after a masterful drive by Ridgepoint to open this football game. Holden Gray has it teed up at the 40, gets his foot into it, kicking into a strong wind, far sideline, 20-yard line on the run. A good return by number 12, Jaden McCoy, and that'll set up Travis in a pretty good situation. Let's see, where do they spot it? At the 27-yard line, 1st and 10 for Travis.
12 McCoy with the return for the Tigers.
Drew Sissom is the starting quarterback for these Travis Tigers and son of the head coach, Drew Sissom. He has missed a couple of games with some shoulder injuries to the left shoulder, and he's a right-handed quarterback. And you know that Sissom is a creative offensive coach, and he's going to be dialing up whatever he possibly can to try and make it possible to fool this very tough Ridgepoint defense. But the first play is a run off the left side, a very basic one for a run of 1, maybe 2 yards. Put it in the hands of Deji Akronmati.
27, your ball carrier for the Tigers. Brings up
In
second
fact,
down.
no gain for Deji Akronmati on the first play. Sissom trying to draw Ridgepoint off, drops back, and there was a whistle prior to the snap. That's one disadvantage to being here inside the booth at Mercer. We can't hear certain things like the whistle prior to the snap. But that, I believe, is going to back up Travis. Duffy Mapes is our referee, and like nearly every referee who has worked a varsity football game this year at Mercer Stadium, his microphone is cutting in and out. You hear him for a moment, but then the sound goes away. 2nd down and 15. Linebacker's going to blitz for Ridgepoint. They come up the middle and flush Sissom to the left, and he throws near the far sideline. He's got a completion, or does he? It is a completion, but his receiver stepped out right after he made the catch at the 32. So that's a gain of 4 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 6. And I didn't quite identify the pass catcher out there. I apologize for that. Dwayne Chappell. Dwayne Chappell caught that pass, and now it's 3rd and 6. Sissom rolls to the right on purpose. He's hit, and here comes Ken Riley and brings him down for a sack. Ridgepoint has a big physical defensive front, and Ken Riley plays a very impressive defensive end on the left side. He stands 6'5" according to the program. So Travis's first possession does not last very long. 3 plays from scrimmage and a false start penalty mixed in there. Now I noticed that Travis's punt formation, they keep their punter 15 yards, a full 15 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Not everybody does that anymore. And the kick is blocked by Ridgepoint. It skitters over to the left side and out of bounds at the 11. And blocking that punt was Isaiah Brown, and that's going to make for a short field for Ridgepoint.
Punt is blocked by number 24, Brown.
You know, you just, as I was noting before the ball was snapped, you don't always see the punter standing a full 15 yards behind the snapper. And there was nothing wrong with the snap. He just didn't get it off his foot quickly enough. So at the Travis 11, with 6:23 to go in this first quarter and already leading 7-0, Ridgepoint has a 1st and 10. Austin Carlisle in the spread, drops straight back, throws over to the right side, and the pass is knocked away brilliantly. Nice play out there by Jalen Perry, who swatted it away, and the intended receiver out there was Ashton Bethel Roman. 2nd down and 10. Oh, to have a broadcast partner tonight. Carlisle, delay play, gives it to Jolly. Smashes through, and Olarun Femi had control of his feet for a moment, but then Jolly broke out of it and pushed the scrum inside the 5 down to the 4.
Brought down by number
So that's a
26,
gain of 7.
Oliver. Brings up
Third down now for Ridge Point. And they can make a first down without scoring. It is 3rd down and 3. And I'm going to say they need to get to the 1 1/2 yard line in order to have a fresh set of downs. Carlisle sends Dawson in motion. Jet sweep. There goes Mason. And into the end zone untouched for a beautiful, finely executed play, a 4-yard touchdown run.
Dawson, your ball carrier for the Panthers. That's good enough for a Panther.
So that Archer Volkswagen touchdown scoring drive covered 11 yards. It took 3 plays, and it took 49 seconds off the scoreboard clock, and Mason Dossett went in from 3 yards out, or make it 4 yards out on the jet sweep. Holden Gray is going to kick out of the hold of Mason Dossett. He has the wind in his face, but no trouble. He gets it between the uprights. It's good. 14-0. You're listening to VypeFortBend.com. 5:34 to go in quarter number 1. Panthers on top of the Tigers.
Hey, Fort Bend County fans, this is Bradley Stavanaugh with Needville Insurance Agency.
Bradley is my insurance man. He can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every year on your car insurance, home insurance, or flood insurance, or all 3 like he did for me. And Bradley, you are as Fort Bend County as they come, right?
That's right, 4th generation here in the Needville area in Fort Bend County, taking care of folks over here for over 100 years here in Fort Bend County.
You can give him a call, you can go online, or he'll even come see you at the Needville Insurance Agency. Give him the number, Bradley.
979-793-7411.
You.
Everything. We take care of you, so you can take care of business. Office Depot Office Max. Taking care of business.
Holden Gray kicks off for Ridge Point. The ball comes down at the 10-yard line, up the middle, and a return of about 16 yards for Jaden McCoy of the Travis Tigers, and that's where the Tigers will set up and try and get something going here.
12 McCoy with a return for
We want to thank the folks at Office Depot, Southwest Freeway at Williams Trace in Sugarland, taking care of business every day so we can bring you Fort Bend County sports every week.
The 26-yard line.
We know that starting with the second round of the volleyball playoffs, we're going to have volleyball coverage. Certainly we'll be covering the Ridge Point Panther girls, undefeated in District 26A play. Ball at the 26-yard line. Drew Sissom in the spread. Has 3 receivers on the right side of the formation. Rolls to his right, looking down the field. Checks up, now throws it late over the middle. Got a completion. And a nice little gain for 11 yards and a first down as he gets the ball to Robert Sims. That'll move the sticks. It's a first down. Think of First Tire and Automotive. For all your car care needs, check them out at firsttireandauto.com. I'm moving the microphone that picks up the sound bleeding through the windows, so you hear more of that and less of me. First down and 10 for Travis from their 37. And a quick release pass to Cooper Atkins in the near flat, but it's a very short return as Ryan Ramey comes in and knocks his feet out from under him. It's only a gain of 1. Second down and 9 for the Tigers.
Brought down by 7 Ramey. Brings up second down.
Travis has been known over the last, 10 seasons, I would say at least, for having a team that has game breakers who can really stretch the field, and right now they're still developing those players. They really don't have that player that truly scares the defense. And Ridge Point secondary is so athletic and so good, it's hard to run by them anyway. Sissom on 2nd and 9, throws it quickly on the slant, got Sims. Got it across the 45 to the 47, and he's going to have a first down. So that's what Travis is going to have to do. That would be an Archer Volkswagen key to victory is to get the plays in short chunks. You're probably not going to get too many big plays where you run all the way past the defense. That was on the defense for Ridgepoint on that last play. Isaiah Brown made the stop. And I was going to say something about volleyball, and I will after this play. Here comes a late blitz by James Wally, but a pass to Sims gets across midfield, near sideline and into Ridgepoint territory, down at the 40, and thrown down out of bounds. There's going to be 15 yards added. J.J. Davis grabbed him and threw him down when he was already out of bounds.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 7. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
So there you hear Duffy Mapes, our referee, and we heard that call in its entirety and loud and clear. So Travis down 14-0 has put a good drive together, and Ridgepoint has helped them out with an unnecessary penalty. The ball is now at the 25-yard line on the right hash as Travis, with the wind at its back, goes from left to right. That is north to south. Sissom drops back. Off his back, throws deep, and he's got a man, and he's got a touchdown. It's Dwayne Chappelle. 25-yard touchdown pass. Ridgepoint had a pretty good pass rush on, but Sissom taking advantage of the wind, and he has a pretty strong arm to boot. Threw it over two Ridgepoint defenders and into Chappelle's hands, and that will cut the lead in half if Travis can hit the extra point. Meanwhile, in the wake of the play back in what was the offensive backfield, James Wally of Ridgepoint is down, and I'm not really sure what the problem is, but I suspect I know what it is, and I'd just rather not be real specific about it. And I think you know what I'm talking about. He's bent over at the waist. There's several trainers out there. Now he stands up and he is walking very slowly back toward the sideline. Coach Rick LeFavors, head trainer Jeff Arsenault out there with him. And I think it might be one of those things you just need to give it time, loosen him up. James Wally will probably be okay. But he is still walking slowly. He's not off the field just yet. And Travis awaits the extra point kick attempt of Anthony Rivera, a sophomore. His holder will be Brett Garcia, the backup quarterback. Good snap and hold, kick in the air, and wait a minute, there was a whistle prior to the snap. Ridgepoint players are applauding, so I think there might have been a false start on Travis, and the Tigers will have to back up and kick it again. The kick apparently was good.
Offside, defense.
Oh no,
Passes it to the goal.
it was against Ridgepoint. Okay, well, Ryan Ramey of Ridgepoint was, by the way, that was alliterative, wasn't it? Ryan Ramey of Ridgepoint was clapping his hands together, so I assume that meant a false start, but instead half the distance to the goal, and they placed the ball at the 1.5 yard line. And it was prior to the play, so Travis couldn't take the results of the play and decline the penalty. Garcia puts the ball down, and the kick is up and good by Rivera. And it's now 14-7. Travis trails Ridgepoint, 3:16 to go in quarter number one. You're listening to VypeFortBend.com.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately. Like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box, all for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New Gigabit Extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
There is nothing spooky about these spectacular specials at First Tire and Automotive. Save $50 off 2 tires and $100 off 4 tires with the purchase of a premium installation package. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Cannot be combined with any other offers. And if your battery seems to be ghosting you, save 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
Well, folks, I ran an extra commercial because I was thinking, based on how hard the wind was blowing out of the north, there was no way that the Travis kickoff would not get through the end zone and be a touchback. But I was wrong. Mason Dossett fielded it at the 1-yard line, and he returned it all the way to the 41. So a 40-yard kickoff return by Dossett. Ridgepoint at its own 41 with 3:03 to go in this first quarter, leading 14-7. Austin Carlisle fakes the handoff to Jolly, throws it in the near flat to Dossett, dodges one man, but quickly is tackled. A very short gain. Timmy Osanaiki brought him down, and Jaden McCoy on the initial coverage. Just 1 yard gain. Second down and 9. Dossett's been the most frequent target for quarterback Austin Carlisle. Carlisle claps, rolls to his right. He's got good mobility. Throws it over the middle. Got a completion. Ashton Bethel Roman breaking tackles. Got a first down at the Travis 45. Trailing the play and bringing him down was Mario Duty.
Number 8, Bethel Roman. That's good enough for a Panther first down.
So that puts it at the 45 with a first down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com. Carlisle gets the ball out of his hand quickly. Another completion to Ashton Bethel Roman. Got 5 on his own and then tiptoed through the tulips for 3 more yards and an 8-yard pickup down to the 37.
Number 26, Oliver in on the tackle. Brings up second
Anthony
down.
Oliver, who is an amazing athlete, but not relations. I sound like Forrest Gump. Sorry. Not a relative of Cameron Oliver, a great 2-sport athlete in football and basketball who graduated last year. Second down and 2. Carlisle, empty backfield, stands strong, throws over the middle, and it's incomplete. It might have been tipped by one of the Tigers. And I think he sent Jolly out of the backfield.
Number 2, Jolly.
Yeah, it was intended for Jolly.
Broken up by number 35, Duty. Brings up third down.
Third down and 2 for Ridgepoint, and I have a feeling they will go for it should they throw incomplete on this particular down. Derek James, a wide receiver who's been very productive here lately for Ridgepoint, is in the slot on the near side. Give to Jolly, has to dodge someone in the backfield, goes the other way, inside the 30, he's gone! Ezel Jolly looked like he was bottled up in the backfield, but he bounced off of the first tackler, and there were no other tacklers, and it's a 38-yard touchdown run. So that is an Archer Volkswagen touchdown scoring drive of 59 yards. It took 2 minutes and 57 seconds off the clock. It lasted 5 plays, and Ezel Jolly ran it in from 38 yards out. Holden Gray's extra point kick is up and good into the teeth of the wind at the north end. The ball bounces back after it lands on the concrete. Our new score, Ridgepoint 21 and Travis 7. We'll be back at Mercer Stadium right after this on VypeFortBend.com.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugarland, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
Next week on VypeFortBend.com, our Thursday game is Foster against Fulshire. And that might be a game where the winner goes to the playoffs and the loser is out. Possibly. That could happen tonight. Fulshire has a very big game against Manville. Marshall is playing Dayton next Friday night, and we're going on the road for the Buffs at Dayton. And then on Saturday, it's Elkins at George Ranch. There's a high short kickoff, comes down to the 15-yard line, and a quick return of 14 yards. Jaden McCoy took it right up the left set of hash marks. And with 52 and 7/10 seconds to go in quarter number 1, Travis will take over trailing 21-7.
Dominguez brings up first down.
Call it the 28 of Travis. Drew Sissom looking over at the sideline. Sideline has assistant coaches making their hand signals. He hands the ball straight up the middle, but it's a very short gain. And he put it in the arms of Carmelo Ratliff.
Number 4, Ratliff with the carry for the Tigers.
I didn't check on the temperature for you, I guess because I'm inside. And I said I was going to give you some volleyball information, and I have not forgotten about that. There's a draw play to Ratliff. He doesn't even get back to the line of scrimmage. Ken Riley faces him up and drops him for a loss of 2.
Before Ratliff, the ball carrier for the Tigers.
Ken Riley, a very impressive athlete. Okay, so
Brought down by number 90, Kalu.
Volleyball information. Seven Lakes won its match tonight, so that means that Ridgepoint is taking on Katy Taylor in round 1. Thank you, Coach Lauren Bailey, for that great info, which I just shared with our listeners on VypeFortBend.com. That's talk to text. And that is the end of the first quarter. We have played 12 minutes in Ridgepoint. By the way, I said that they made their extra point, but according to the scoreboard, Holden Gray might have hooked it to the left. It says it's 20-7 and not 21-7. So we'll go with that. All right, we'll be back after this break on VypeFortBend.com.
Equitable Advisors financial professionals know the path to a fulfilling future begins with getting to know who you are and what matters to you most. They work with people as individuals. That's how they deliver on their mission, just like Nick Arevalo, CFP. Talk to your local Equitable Advisor financial professional at 281-712-8777 or visit nickarevalo.com. That's NICKAREVALO.com. Together, you and my friend Nick can plan a future that reflects all of who you are. Equitable Advisors, LLC, New York, New York, member FINRA SIPC, investment advisory through Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. CFP is a certification mark owned by the Certified Financial Planner Board of Standards, Incorporated. This mark is awarded to individuals who successfully complete the CFP Board's initial and ongoing certification requirements.
Folks, I just realized I went silent on you for a while. I'm so sorry. I don't know how long I've been silent. Okay, so my buddy inside the studio, Victor, was probably going to text me real soon. And I don't know how long we were silent, so I might have to catch up on a couple of things that I'm not sure about. On 3rd down and 10, Austin Carlisle of Ridgepoint throws it too high for Ashton Bethel Roman. So Ridgepoint has a 4th down and 10 at the Travis 37. And this is either going to be a 3 and out where they punt, or they might just go ahead and go for it. I think they're going to go for it, with that wind at their back.
Number 8, Bethel Roman.
And the ball in the Travis end of the field. The receivers for Austin Carlisle on this 3rd and long situation, or sorry, 4th and long. Ashton Bethel Roman, Derek James, Mason Dossett, and Gabriel Bro out on the far side to the left. Carlisle drops back. Late blitz comes. He steps up. He's going to keep it. Runs, keeps going. Flag comes in. He's got the 1st down and more inside the 20 to the 16. But we'll see what the flag is all about. And while they sort that out, I'm going to tell you what I fear that maybe you did not hear. First of all, Lauren Bailey, head coach of the Ridgepoint volleyball team, informed me that Seven Lakes won its match.
Big offense for 68. 10 yards penalty.
That's Duffy Mapes, our referee. Anyway, Coach Bailey told me that Seven Lakes won tonight, so it's going to be Ridgepoint against Katy Taylor in the 1st round of the volleyball playoffs. And our playoff broadcasts for volleyball will begin in the 2nd round. All right, so after that penalty moves the ball all the way back to the 47 of Travis. It's now a 4th and 20, and it's going to be Barger to punt for Ridgepoint. Zach Barger standing at his 40, and it's McCoy waiting to receive it, standing between the 15 and the 10 at the south end. Barger gets a good snap, kicks the ball up in the air, the wind carries it, and McCoy watches it roll into the end zone, and that went right for Travis. It'll be a touchback. We'll step aside and be back on VypeFortBend.com.
Hey, Fort Bend County fans, this is Bradley Stavanaugh with Needville Insurance Agency.
Bradley is my insurance man. He can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every year on your car insurance, home insurance, or flood insurance, or all 3 like he did for me. And Bradley, you are as Fort Bend County as they come, right?
That's right, 4th generation here in the Needville area in Fort Bend County, taking care of folks over here for over 100 years here in Fort Bend County.
You can give him a call, you can go online, or he'll even come see you at the Needville Insurance Agency. Give him the number, Bradley.
979-793-7411.
Well, when we left you, we said that Travis was receiving a punt and the ball went into the end zone, but something has happened. I think it's going to be a penalty, and Travis is going to make Ridgepoint kick it again, perhaps.
Substitution infraction on the offense by rule.
By rule? Well, right after Duffy Mapes, our referee said, hold on, he's going to turn it over again.
Substitution infraction on the offense. 5 yard penalty from the previous spot. Remains 4th down.
Okay, so Ridgepoint with a substitution infraction is penalized 5 yards, so it's now 4th and 25. Clearly they are going to punt it again with Zach Barger. But I kind of think, for Travis's sake, maybe taking it at the 20 after the touchback wouldn't have been the worst thing. We'll see if McCoy can get a return past the 20 and make it worth their while. Slightly high snap. Carlisle gets it away. And a fair catch at the 16 for Travis, so it cost the Tigers 4 yards. Make it 3 yards, because the fair catch was at about the 17. But it did not have a better result for Travis. Tigers trailed 20-7. 9:33 to go before halftime, and now our I'm so sorry. On our Next Level Urgent Care halftime show, we're going to have a visit with a guy who owns a museum in Kilgore that you just have to go and visit. I wouldn't be your friend if I didn't tell you have to go. System hands it off straight up the middle. Good running play for Travis, and it's going to be about a 9-yard pickup as Ratliff went straight up the middle.
Brought down by number 50, Shelton. Brings up second down.
So this drive began at Travis's own 17. It was just over 9.5 minutes left before halftime. They have a 2nd and 1. System low snap, turns around, hands it off to 27, Deji Akronmati, and he's got the first down going for 5 yards over the right side. That moves the sticks. It's a first down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com. System has Akronmati and Ratliff right next to him on his right, but he throws to the left. He's got a completion, but it's going to be a short gain. In fact, nothing. Cooper Atkins had to catch it about 3 yards deep in the backfield, but he could not get around the pursuit by Ridgepoint. Ridgepoint with so many active, agile linebackers. Cameron Shelton brought it down. Travis taking its time. Play clock down to 12. They're looking over at the sideline. The game clock is under 8 minutes to go in the second quarter. System to throw. They give him plenty of time this time. Throws near sideline, and it's incomplete. He tried to get it to Sims. And I'm not certain if the Ridgepoint defender, Peyton Doucette, got his hand on the football or not.
Broken up by number 32,
incomplete.
Brings up third down.
So Travis sends 2 receivers to the right. One of them Peyton Martinez, another one Robert Sims. You can see some of the players' uniform parts flapping in the breeze. It's blowing pretty hard down there on the surface at Mercer Stadium. System to throw. Drops straight back. Now steps up. Throws late over the middle on a drag route. Complete to the 37-yard line. That is short of the first down as Sims made the catch.
Brought down by number 32, Dose. Brings up fourth down.
So Travis may go for it. They have a 4th and 5. They're at their own 37. Make that the 38, and they need to get to their own 43 to keep this drive going. We'll see if maybe System steps back and punts it. Actually tries to get Ridgepoint to jump. There is a flag, and there's a throw to Sims. He's got the first down anyway. And he gets to midfield, and he's wrestled out.
Complete to number 2, Sims. There's a flag on the play.
Cameron Shelton was the one who gets credit for the tackle as he forced Sims out of bounds. But that moves the sticks. It's a first down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com. It was indeed offsides on Ridgepoint. It was a free play anyway. But System and Sims still made the connection for the first down. System play fake, throws out there, gets Ratliff outside the numbers on the far side and picks up 8 more.
Pass complete to number 4, Ratliff. Brought down by number 24, Brown. Brings up second down.
Isaiah Brown makes another tackle for Ridgepoint, but Travis has put together a pretty decent drive here. They've had 7 plays. Akronmati in the backfield next to Sissom. 3 receivers on the left, but he throws to the right. And bad timing on a slant route. Incomplete off the hands of Dwayne Chappelle, the hand singular, because Chappelle was running a slant, but he didn't keep running full speed. And Sissom threw the pass as if he expected Chappelle to keep running full speed. Upcoming 3rd down and 3 in what will be the 9th play of the drive. 6:18 to go in the first half. Sissom hands it off on a draw play. There goes Ratliff. 1st down and more across the 40 of the Ridge Point 36.
Number 4, Ratliff.
J.J. Davis came up and made the stop, but not before he picked up a 1st down. That is a 1st down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com. I know I keep getting told that diet sodas aren't good for you, but when your throat is like mine, you got to have something. There's a quick pass on the slant to the left side, and it's incomplete. Off the hands of Peyton Martinez. There to break it up for Ridge Point was Justin Brown. And Travis has kept the ball for 10 plays. Ridge Point won this past Saturday night over Bush. The Bush Broncos played a great game. They scored first. They led 6-0 and led for a while. Up the middle, Akron Motti slamming it forward for 4 yards. Doucette on the front end of the tackle, and on the back end of the tackle for Ridge Point, it was Peyton Doucette. Did I say Doucette twice?
Brings up 3rd down.
All right. I misidentified someone. Okay, so Doucette and Justin Brown collaborating on the tackle. 5-yard pickup, 3rd down and 5. And a timeout taken. We'll take it with them. 20-7 Ridge Point, 5:15 to go in the first half, and Travis wants to talk it over.
Equitable Advisors financial professionals know the path to a fulfilling future begins with getting to know who you are and what matters to you most. They work with people as individuals. That's how they deliver on their mission, just like Nick Arevalo, CFP. Talk to your local Equitable Advisor financial professional at 281-712-8777 or visit nickarevalo.com. That's NICKAREVALO.com. Together, you and my friend Nick can plan a future that reflects all of who you are. Equitable Advisors, LLC, New York, New York, member FINRA SIPC, investment advisory through Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. CFP is a certification mark owned by the Certified Financial Planner Board of Standards, Incorporated. This mark is awarded to individuals who successfully complete the CFP Board's initial and ongoing certification requirements.
One of the things about Nick Arevalo and Equitable Advisors, if you are a school teacher in the teacher retirement system of the state of Texas, he takes care of all that paperwork for you. You don't have to drive to Austin and sit in offices. Bad snap, or as a high snap, Sissom grabbed it after it bounced off one of his teammate running back's helmets. So he takes a loss of 3 yards, and I guess he was lucky it wasn't a turnover. That sets up a 4th and 8.
Number 37, Brown.
Isaiah Brown got into the backfield.
Fourth down.
Correction, it was Justin Brown who got back there and tackled Sissom. So the Tigers think, hey, 4th and 7, we might as well go for it. But remember, they're driving into the wind. Play clock at 6, they better hurry. 3. Sissom still looking at the sideline, and he runs out of time. I see a penalty flag. I don't think anybody called a timeout before the play was run. It is delay of game.
4th down.
So instead of 4th and 7, it'll be 4th and 12. It's senior night for the Travis Tigers, and in what for them is probably one of those seasons in it with more losses than they expect. It would certainly sweeten everything if they could get a win over these Ridge Point Panthers, their arch rivals. All right, 4th and 12. System with two backs in the backfield. He rolls to the right, has protection, steps up, fires far to the sideline, and it's incomplete. Over the head of Sims near the 20-yard line. And pretty impressive that into the wind, System was able to throw it over his head. In fact, he might have put some extra oomph on it, thinking that it would take a lot more just to get it there, but evidently the wind wasn't blowing back that hard at him. And it just sailed over the head of Sims, and Ridgepoint takes over. 4:03 to go in the first half, and it's 20-7. Panthers over the Tigers. Panthers have it at their own 38-yard line. And off up the middle is Jolly. Jolly gets to the 39, but that's it. Good defense by Travis. Olarunfemi there as well as Mario Duty. Those two have collaborated on several tackles already.
Brings up 2nd down.
They did give him 2 yards on the play, so it's 2nd and 8. Carlisle drops straight back, pumps short, now looks deep, near sideline, Ashton Bethel Roman, but it flies over his head. Coverage on the play by Travis's Jalen Perry, and coming over to help right there at the end was 23 Jacob Woods.
Brings up 3rd down.
So it's 3rd down and 8 for Ridgepoint. Ridgepoint has a big physical offensive line, and Carlisle has hardly been pressured at all. Not just tonight, but maybe I'd say in the last 3 games. He drops back, throws to Ashton Bethel Roman, and just enough for the first down, but he was hit and the ball came out. I don't know if it's a catch or not. I guess it's incomplete. Perry blasted him and knocked the ball loose. So it's going to be a 3 and out for the Panthers. And Zach Barger is going to come on and punt it away. Jaden McCoy standing at his 25-yard line. Good snap to Barger, gets it away, lets the wind work for him, and McCoy watches it bounce, but it's going to take a Ridgepoint bounce inside the 5, and they'll kill it right there. Oh my goodness. What an effective punt right there. 55 yards, no return by Zach Barger.
Tigers is a 5-yard line. 1st down, Tigers.
3 minutes exactly to go in quarter number 2. Travis has hung in there, and they've kept it at a 2-score game. It is 20-7, and they will get the ball to start the second half. Drew Sissom and the Travis offense need to concentrate on ball security, backed up in their own end. Spread formation snap up the middle. Akron Mahdi gets from the 5 to the 9. 4-yard pickup, and it's 2nd down and 6. Akron Mahdi, a good-looking running back, just a sophomore. Same classification for Carmelo Ratliff is in the backfield there with him. Clock down to 2:34 as Travis gets set to snap it on 2nd and 6. Play fake, throw over to the left flat, got a completion, got a 1st down, out to the 18-yard line. Nice crisp delivery to Peyton Martinez.
Brought down by number
So he carries it from the 9 to the 19. 10-yard pickup for Martinez and a 1st down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com. Now we're at 2:15 and the clock ticking again. 3 receivers on the right side of the formation. Sissom gets out of his hand quickly. And he's got a completion on the numbers to Sims, who makes a cut toward the inside and carries it to the 28. And that's a 10-yard pickup and another first down.
Brought down by number 24, Brown.
That's a first down. Think of First Tyrant Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttyrantauto.com. Now Travis in a little bit of a hurry-up offense. Quick pass to Carmelo Ratliff on the right side. He goes straight ahead between the numbers in the sideline. And he picks up 4 or 5. That's it. Yeah, 5. Second down and 5. Clock still ticking. 1:35 to go. Scoreboard says Travis has 2 timeouts remaining. Sissom now throws to the near side. Sims has some room. Gets across the 40. He's hit. Gets to the 43. Justin Brown secured the tackle, but not before another first down.
Tigers, first down.
So Travis, as we explained earlier, they just don't have that breakaway capability, so they can't really go deep, especially into the wind. Sissom drops back, steps up. Here comes the rush. Oh, he goes down. The late blitz came, and Gavin Jovan brought him down. And Travis calls a timeout, or just Ridge Point.
Second charge, team timeout.
It is Travis that calls the timeout with 1:07 to go. We'll take one also and be back on VypeFortBend.com.
There is nothing spooky about these spectacular specials at First Tire and Automotive. Save $50 off 2 tires and $100 off 4 tires with the purchase of a premium installation package. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Cannot be combined with any other offers. And if your battery seems to be ghosting you, save 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. FirstTireandAuto.com.
All right, we're back, and Travis will try to keep this late first half drive alive. Don't forget our Next Level Urgent Care halftime show with a guy that's going to tell you about a museum you must visit in Kilgore, Texas. Sissom throws near the sideline off the fingertips of Cooper Atkins.
Intended for number 16, Atkins is incomplete.
That helps Ridge Point if the Panthers want to get the ball and take a shot or two at the end zone. The clock is at 1:03 to go. Ridge Point, the scoreboard says, has 3 timeouts left. And this is 3rd and very long, so I think if this pass does not end with the clock stopping, or this play does not end with the clock stopping, Ridge Point will probably take their first timeout. Sissom rolls to the right, steps up, flag comes in. I think it's going to be holding. Sissom running to the near side and slides. And they're stopping the clock because the flag was down on the play. Now says 55 and 4/10 seconds remain in the first half. That is not enough for the first down, not even close, after that 9-yard run by Sissom. It'll be 4th and 8 if Ridge Point does not take the penalty. But Ridge Point would need to call a timeout to preserve some seconds. So that's what Ridge Point should do. Decline the penalty. It'll set up a 4th down and 8. Travis would have to punt into the wind, but Ridge Point would need to take a timeout so that a bunch of seconds don't bleed off the clock. We've got 55.4 going as referee Duffy Mapes is talking to Rick LaFavors. They're discussing options, although Coach LaFavors looks kind of animated over there. And Duffy Mapes hopefully will give us an explanation, but before he does, he might need to go talk to Coach Sissom. Now he's going to talk to us. That's cool. Here we go. He's not ready to talk. Now he is. Well, the mic's...
Number 47, that's declined.
All right, mic's not working, but it is a chop block against Travis, and Ridge Point did decline it. Now, Coach Sissom is looking pretty animated himself, asking Duffy Mapes why the ball is where it is. The flag, by the way, not that that's of any consequence, is still on the ground back there. One of the officials is without a flag. All right, the clock is now running again, and Ridgepoint takes the timeout. We'll take it with him on VypeFortBend.com.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately, like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
Actually, that was not a real timeout. It was just to go back and pick up the flag I was talking about. And now another official signals timeout. And the clock is at 46.1. Ridgepoint, I think Coach LaFavors is either going to say, I called a timeout earlier and we should put more time on the clock.
5 seconds on the clock.
All right, there you go. So Duffy Mapes, our referee, asks for 5 seconds more on the clock. Or did he say 9? I guess he did. 9 seconds more on the clock. And it says, oh boy. Now Ridgepoint takes that timeout with 55 seconds to go, and we'll take the timeout with him. Oh boy.
Hey, Becky, what about this beat for your next song?
It's cool, but I'm into faster stuff lately, like Xfinity that gives me beyond gig speeds.
Got it. What about this then?
It sounds powerful, just like Xfinity. Because its supersonic Wi-Fi has 3 times the bandwidth, you can connect hundreds of devices at once.
That's what I call power.
Unbeatable internet from Xfinity. Made to do anything so you can do anything.
Get the Xfinity Supersonic Bundle with unlimited gig speed internet, Wi-Fi equipment included, and a free 4K streaming box, all for $50 a month with a 2-year internet rate guarantee and no annual contract when you add Xfinity Mobile with unlimited data at regular rates. Go to xfinity.com/gig, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay. New gigabit extra internet customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Xfinity Mobile requires post-pay Xfinity internet. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes wireless usage. After 24 months, regular rates apply. Requires compatible Xfinity gateway.
Travis is lining up to go for it. Martinez in motion. Sissom trying to draw Ridgepoint off sides on 4th and 10 from the Travis 43. We'll see if Sissom steps back and punts the football, but no. Travis takes another timeout, and we'll take that with them as well. They were just trying to draw Ridgepoint off. But even if they had gotten them to jump off sides, it still would have been 4th and 5. We'll be back.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
All right, Travis is going out there for 4th and 5, and now they send out their punter, Leo Esteban. Now, I was thinking that maybe Coach Sissom was a little bit fearful about a punt snap because Travis has already had one punt blocked by Ridgepoint when Isaiah Brown blocked the Esteban punt. But it's a short snap and a run to the left. Anthony Oliver dropped in the backfield, 3-yard loss. Ridgepoint was absolutely all over it. Cortez Nichols burying Anthony Oliver. So Travis rolling the dice. And it comes up snake eyes as Ridgepoint takes over at the 40-yard line. They still have 2 timeouts. And they've got the wind at their back, and they lead 20-7.
First down, Panthers, at the 40-yard line.
So I wonder if Ridgepoint will try to get what they need to get to the end zone in a few chunks, or will they go for it all? Carlisle drops back, flush to his left, running toward the sideline, and he is tackled by Olarunfemi inbounds, and Ridgepoint has to spend its second timeout. 42.9 seconds to go. and we'll be back.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugarland, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From ow to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
On that scramble to the left on first down for Ridgepoint, Austin Carlisle only got back to the line of scrimmage and he did not get out of bounds. Ridgepoint has one timeout left and a first or second down and 10 at the 40 of Travis. Carlisle drops back, throws near the sideline, caught and out of bounds with a first down is Gabriel Bro.
Pass complete to number 10, Bro. That's good.
I don't think he'd mind, nor would his mom mind, who is with Robin Roberts, is the coach of the cheerleaders, if I said his middle name was Don't Tase Me. Empty backfield, Carlisle drops back, looks right, looks left, now scrambles up the middle, and he is hit. And that's going to force Ridgepoint to call its final timeout. After the first down catch by Gabriel Don't Tase Me Bro, they take a 6-yard loss, or make that a 5-yard loss, back to the 34, and Ridgepoint has just used its final time of the half.
His second home run of the night. Phillies 0, Astros 5.
All right. I think you heard that. That's my buddy Todd. He's
in the bottom of the third.
PA announcer, and he's giving everybody Astros updates whenever they're available, and it's 5-0. Stros on top of the Philadelphia Phillies. I've been stewing over the 1980 NLCS, back when the National League Championship Series was 5 games, not 7. Oh, man. I just, that was one of those bitter defeats that Houston professional sports teams have suffered over the years, so to beat the Phillies would be sweet. All right, second down and 15, or make it 16 for Ridgepoint. Carlisle drops back, steps up, now throwing late and over the outstretched fingertips of Nick Thomas right at the goal line.
Pass intended for number 1, Thomas, is incomplete.
Let's see, who was covering him? I believe that was Olarin Femi, the linebacker, covering Nick Thomas. 24.4 to go. And before that play, I said second down and 16. I'm going to say it was second and 15, so the incomplete pass makes it third and 15. Ridgepoint, if they get a completion inside the sidelines, they'll have to run up there and spike it because they don't have any timeouts. Carlisle throws to the far sideline and out of bounds, just inside the 25 at the 24. Who caught that?
Pass complete to
Jace Ball. As in Sammy Ball, you know, slinging Sammy Ball.
Brings up fourth down.
And it's fourth down, so I think they're going to bring on Holden Gray. Indeed they are. He will be attempting a field goal of 44 yards from the left hash with a very strong wind at his back. Mason Dossett will hold for the Panthers. 20 and 9/10 seconds remain in the first half. Gray gets his foot into it, plenty of distance, and it is good! My voice cracked. I knew that was going to happen. 44 yards, good for Holden Gray. That ups the ante. It is now 23-7. Ridgepoint over Travis. We'll be back with the kickoff. And pretty soon it will be the Next Level Urgent Care halftime show when you will hear about the Broadcast Hall of Fame Museum in Kilgore, Texas. You must go. You must visit. If you consume media, and unless you're Amish, you do. And you know what? If you're listening to this broadcast, you couldn't possibly be Amish. We'll be back.
Hey, Fort Bend County fans, this is Bradley Stavanaugh with Needville Insurance Agency.
Bradley is my insurance man. He can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every year on your car insurance, home insurance, or flood insurance, or all three like he did for me. And Bradley, you are as Fort Bend County as they come, right?
That's right, fourth generation here in the Needville area in Fort Bend County, taking care of folks over here for over 100 years here in Fort Bend County.
You can give him a call, you can go online, or he'll even come see you at the Needville Insurance Agency. Give him the number, Bradley.
979-793-7411.
Okay, we're back. Ridge Point has just added a 44-yard field goal by Holden Gray for a 23-7 lead, and Gray kicks off with 14 seconds left in the half, and it's a home run. Speaking of home runs, Kyle Tucker of the Astros, you know, the cat is already out of the bag. The PA guy's announcing it. You probably are well aware that Kyle Tucker has hit 2 home runs tonight, and the Astros lead 5-0. And Kyle Tucker on Media Day yesterday had infuriated the Philly fan base by saying we expect to sweep, basically, not those exact words, but implying it. And so the Phillies were really ready to see Tucker get humiliated because he hasn't been killing it during the playoffs. By the way, it looks like Travis is in victory formation. They're just going to take a knee and end the half. That's what they do. So anyway, Kyle Tucker has banged 2 homers to make it 5-0 Astros early, and that's wonderful. So that is the first half, and we'll be back with that Next Level Urgent Care halftime show. Glad you're with us on VypeFortBend.com. And I think you're going to love what you hear about the Texas Broadcast Hall of Fame Museum. I'm sure I'm not giving the name of the facility exactly right, but Chuck Conrad is my new good buddy, and he's really put together something that is wonderful and special in Kilgore, Texas, a town which is famous for several museums, including the Oil and Gas Museum and also the Kilgore Rangerettes Museum. You know, they're the Ridge Point Royals and the Travis Bells of Kilgore Junior College. All right, we'll step aside and be back, and you'll visit with my friend Chuck. You'll like him. We'll be back.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
Hey, Fort Bend County fans, this is Bradley Stavanaugh with Needville Insurance Agency.
Bradley is my insurance man. He can save you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars every year on your car insurance, home insurance, or flood insurance, or all three like he did for me. And Bradley, you are as Fort Bend County as they come, right?
That's right, fourth generation here in the Needville area in Fort Bend County, taking care of folks over here for over 100 years here in Fort Bend County.
You can give him a call, you can go online, or he'll even come see you at the Needville Insurance Agency. Give him the number, Bradley.
979-793-7411.
Dr. Trudy Fleer here with the 5G Home Recovery Podcast. Let's discuss a very real existential threat to internet speed. It's a big one. Ready? T-Mobile Home Internet. It lags. Ugh. Now, what is lag? Lag is a delay in data being transmitted across the internet. For example, you're hitting that hot drop, the parachute cuts out, you've got an unsuspecting bot in your sights, and lag! You were actually eliminated 10 seconds ago. Nobody deserves that. So stop letting T-Mobile Home Internet ruin everything and switch to Xfinity. Learn more at xfinity.com/TMOFax.
Get an amazing value on Xfinity Internet with unlimited data included. Switch for $55 a month for 2 full years with no annual contract required and no equipment fees for 24 months. Go to xfinity.com/TMOFax, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store to learn more. Requires paperless billing and autopay. Ends 10/17/22. Restrictions apply. New fast internet and xFi Complete customers only. xFi Gateway required. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. After 24 months, regular rates apply to all services and devices.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Next Level Urgent Care halftime show, and hope you're going to have a great holiday season. And if you get to travel, there's a place you must visit. If you're up in the North Texas, Northeast Texas area around Nacogdoches, Lufkin, Longview, Tyler, you've got to go to the Texas Broadcast Museum in Kilgore. I can't recommend it enough. And with us is Chuck Conrad. He is basically the guy who has made this beautiful dream come into reality. And first of all, Chuck, for those who have no idea what it might be like to be at the museum, describe it for us.
Well, it's a little bit of everything, and everybody's watched TV, they've listened to the radio, you've collected records, you've just experienced this. It's really your life, to be perfectly honest. I mean, that's everybody has experienced these things, and we have all the technology here that's how it was done, and we can explain that to you. We have one of ESPN's original TV mobile units from 1979 when they first signed on the air for sports fans. We have one of probably the oldest restored TV mobile unit anywhere from Channel 8 in Dallas. It was used during the Kennedy assassination coverage. We have a camera that was there when Lee Harvey Oswald was shot live in the Dallas police headquarters by Jack Ruby. That was pretty exciting. Didn't even know that with its history. We have film equipment, we have radio equipment, we have a working radio studio, have a working TV news set. You can go be the TV news guy, the anchor, or you can go do the weather. There's a lot to do here, and we even do events. We have various conventions and conferences and class reunions, all kinds of things like that. And it's really a fun place, and everybody has a really big time because they can relate to some of this stuff. I mean, whether it's an Edison phonograph or a reel-to-reel tape recorder or maybe an old hi-fi like you used to have back in the 60s or 70s, we have all kinds of stuff like that. We even have jukeboxes, you know. You don't even have to put a quarter in. Ours are free.
There's no doubt that it does appeal to everybody. There's something here for everyone, unless, of course, maybe they're Amish. Chuck Conrad is in charge of this Texas Broadcast Museum. And first of all, I want to ask you, did this kind of become one of these ideas that grew legs, and then you said, you know what, I could turn that into a business? Or did you set out at the very beginning to try and collect artifacts from all these years of radio and TV and its evolution?
Well, it's not a business, first of all. We're a 501c3 not-for-profit corporation.
Sorry about that.
You know, no, don't worry about it. But we're a public charity. But what happened was back in the 1970s and 80s and 90s, I was in the live sound business. I did sound for rock and roll shows, among other things, also for corporate clients like Southwest Airlines, American Airlines, Piper Aviation, Miller Beer, all kinds of people. I guess I'm plugging all your maybe sponsors or maybe not. But anyway, we also sold equipment. All the time people were bringing in old microphones, wanting to trade them in. This really started with microphones, which are small and light, and you know that's not a real big problem. I've always liked microphones for some reason. I guess I've had a love affair with them since I was a kid. But people would bring in these old mics and want to trade them in on a brand new Shure microphone or something, and to get them off the street, and so they wouldn't go drive 20 miles across town to a competitor, I'd give them $5 or something, and now I'm not even making lunch money on the thing, but it was what it was. And I put them in a box, and for a long time I kind of forgot about them, and we moved to a new building. We actually bought a building and set up in there, and I get all these boxes of microphones and go, you know, some of these look pretty cool. They're kind of neat. Look at this. And that kind of, we made a big display of them, put a big wall behind our sales counter, and people started wanting to rent them for photo shoots and movies and all kinds of things. The JFK movie has some of my microphones in it. A lot of music videos back from the 80s and 90s have my microphones in it. They're mostly here now, but I still have a few back at the radio station. But that's kind of how it started. And then somebody one day said, oh, would you go to the big sale at the Radio TV Museum in Dallas? And I went, what are you talking about, sale? I said, well, they got in financial trouble and the landlord repoed everything and had a big sale last Saturday and stuff went dirt cheap. And I went, oh no, that's horrible, because there was a pretty cool little museum in Dallas. So I went over there at lunchtime and I ended up buying 3 TV cameras. One I actually operated when I was a student at SMU, one that I just liked, and another one that came from KRLD in Dallas, and I'd worked at KRLD when I was in college. I spent 2 semesters in the news department there. Didn't think too much of it, but all of a sudden people started bringing me TV cameras. Actually, none of these came with tripods or dollies or anything to put them on, so I started looking for tripods or dollies or whatever, something to mount them on. And of course, when I found them, they had a TV camera attached to them, so you had to buy the whole thing. So one thing kind of led to another, and I just kind of been squirreling this stuff away. In my business in Dallas, we had a pretty good-sized building. It was about 13,000 square feet, and it had an attic in part of it, so I dumped all the stuff up in the attic and kind of forgot about it. And someone along the line came in and said, "We'd like to buy your business." And I went, "Well, I don't have an exit plan, so sure, why not? If you got money?" And they said, "Yeah, we have money." So we ended up making a deal. I ended up working for them for a year, and they said, "Now you're going to have to get all this junk out of here, because we don't want it. It's going in the dumpster if you don't get it out of here." So I made many trips to East Texas with a trailer full of this stuff, and that's kind of how it started. And then one day I woke up and went, "What am I going to do with this stuff if I get hit by a bus? What kind of garage sale is my wife going to have in Chalk Hill, Texas, where I live?" So that's how come the museum kind of started.
Well, that's kind of like the Herschel Walker trade was the Cowboys, who won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. It really changed everything, and you thought, hey, we really are onto something that people will want to come and see. We're talking with Chuck Conrad. He's with the Texas Broadcast Museum, 416 East Main Street in Kilgore. You can look at their website, texasbroadcastmuseum.com. We'll take a break and visit just a little bit more with him at this, talk about this wonderful place that I promise you, if you visit the Texas Broadcast Museum, you will be fascinated and you will want to come back. You'll tell your friends. We'll be right back on the Next Level Urgent Care Halftime Show.
Next Level Urgent Care supports Fort Bend County sports and supports you whenever you're hurting. Next Level is here for the community, open 7 days a week, 9 till 9, for you and your family at more than 30 Greater Houston locations, including Sugar Land, Sienna, Greatwood, Longmeadow, and 4 in Katy. From owl to wow, Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. And if you're short on time, Next Level has an app to get you in line right away. Just text NLUC APP to 313131 for Next Level Urgent Care.
You're listening to the Next Level Urgent Care Halftime Show here at Mercer Stadium on this Friday night. Ridgepoint leads Travis 23-7 during the break. We'll be back with more of our visit with Chuck Conrad of the Texas Broadcast Museum in Kilgore. And then after that, when we finish our visit with Chuck, we'll bring you some scores, things that are going on around Fort Bend County and other places where you might find some scores of interest. And we'll share those with you after we finish up with Chuck. We'll be back on VypeFortBend.com.
Archer Volkswagen showroom is open, and our team's excited to help you. Visit our sales department Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Or bring your car in for service from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. We're closed on Sundays to rest and recharge with our families, so we can serve you well through the week. We hope to see you soon.
There is nothing spooky about these spectacular specials at First Tire and Automotive. Save $50 off 2 tires and $100 off 4 tires with the purchase of a premium installation package. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Cannot be combined with any other offers. And if your battery seems to be ghosting you, save 15% on AC Delco batteries. Check out the website firsttireandauto.com for details and to book your appointment today. First Tire and Automotive with 4 convenient locations in Sugar Land and Cinco Ranch. firsttireandauto.com.
We are back continuing our halftime visit with Chuck Conrad of the Texas Broadcast Museum. Hope you're enjoying our playoff presentation today. But I can promise you that if you go to the Texas Broadcast Museum, you literally can be there all day. It's not a huge facility. It's not like it's as big as the George R. Brown Convention Center, but there's this never-ending string of artifacts, television equipment, radio equipment. It's truly, truly amazing. And Chuck, I guess I want to ask you, the youngest of the people who watch high-definition TV, do they ever walk in and cringe when they see the images on screens from long ago and what it once looked like?
Well, I had some kid ask me, was the whole world black and white back then? And I go, no, but TV certainly was, and they don't know. Actually, the way a lot of this got started was I own a couple of radio stations in the area, and some kids from Kilgore came out to visit the station one day. They were little Cub Scouts, probably 7, 8 years old. And when you first come in, there's some microphones up on the wall and some old radios and a crank-up phonograph with a big red Morning Glory horn on it. We have one here. You can come experience the same thing. And I started cranking the thing. And this little red-haired kid says, now, why are you cranking that? And I said, well, it was made in 1905, and back in 1905, most people didn't have electricity. He goes, no. Of course they had electricity. Everybody's got electricity. I go, no, not even today. Everybody has electricity. In our country, yes, they do, but not everywhere. And his eyes were like moon pies or something. I said, no. In 1905, things were a lot different back then. Very few people had indoor plumbing. I mean, that was a real luxury. Hardly anybody had a car. Telephones were practically unheard of. A few people had them, but only rich people. And the kid goes, now, wait a minute. If they didn't have phones, how'd they get on the internet? He was serious. I am not usually at a loss for words, but that one actually stumped me for a minute. And then I realized that these kids really do need to know this. So they come in here and they can learn about Morse code. They can see an Edison phonograph that actually works. They can listen to it, and experience how horrible it sounds. Makes their MP3 sound really good. And they can watch early TVs and have to wait for it to warm up instead of boot up. They've never seen a phone booth. It's a lot of fun to ask them to use a telephone dial. They don't know what people are sticking their fingers in the holes, like they're pushing buttons. So it's a whole different world, but the kids really need to know, and it's been a really great experience for doing that.
I'm at a similar loss for words when kids can't tell you where the electricity comes from other than that it comes from a plug in the wall. They don't realize that something has to burn to produce that, but that's a whole nother discussion. One thing that really amazed me the first time I visited your museum is when you explained just how difficult it was to televise an event, especially a football game, because the camera equipment, I'm going to exaggerate here, but maybe you'd have a camera that weighed a couple of tons and you somehow had to mount it inside the bleachers at a stadium where it wasn't really engineered to accommodate a broadcast. Can you just give maybe 1 minute on how it's different when they televise a game now, as far as how big and heavy the equipment is, as opposed to not that long ago, 40, 50 years ago?
Well, the early color cameras, the first ones that came out that people used into the 1970s, I mean, I've got pictures of them at Texas Tech hauling these things into the bleachers and stuff. They weighed 345 pounds, and then you still had to have a tripod and a dolly and whatever, and cables. Giant cables. I mean, these cables were 1.5 inches in diameter, and the early ones had 3 cables that came out of it. You're dragging hundreds and hundreds of feet of this stuff into the stadium and then plugging it into the truck that's parked outside that, oh, by the way, didn't have air conditioning. That was really special, too. And everybody had to wear a coat and tie while they're doing this, too. That was just the way it was back in the 1950s, 1960s. It was huge work to do. Now you go into a stadium, and I think the Super Bowl had 124 cameras. Our original ESPN truck had 4. They upped it to 6 and thought, wow, this is something.
And in some places, didn't they have to build a pedestal or a deck or maybe bring in some scaffolding just to have a place to put the camera?
Yeah, they certainly did. You couldn't put this on the little tiny narrow place where your bleachers are. It's just not big enough. I mean, these things are gigantic. So you'd have to put scaffolding in and make your own decking. And I remember used to see them, they'd mount one in a golf cart and move back and forth up and down the sideline at a football game. And there was some poor guy that had to drag this incredibly heavy cable from quick, we're going to the 20-yard line now for the first down, and they had to go drag this thing down there. It was some serious work. The guys that did that were real athletes, really. And then even later in the 70s, when they started coming out with handheld cameras, they were 35, 40 pounds. And can you imagine having that on your shoulder for 4 hours for a football game?
No.
It's pretty exciting. And then a line blocker comes in and slams right into you, and you fall over on your back with this thing. And you get seriously hurt doing this. Now there's little cameras in the pylons that are there at the goal line. There's 4 of them in each one of those, and they're all wireless. And it's a whole different world today, totally different.
We could talk with Chuck Conrad all day. You can come to the museum in Kilgore at 416 East Main Street, and you can spend all day. You'll love it. And I mistakenly called it a business earlier. It's a 501c3. So do make a generous donation. It's certainly worth it. I know that libraries want your money and all kinds of places that kind of help preserve our story in different businesses, but this is just amazing. Thank you, Chuck, for being with us. Folks, make a donation when you come here. It's something that you really need to do, but it's worth its weight in gold or pennies or whatever you pay. Thank you, Chuck.
You're welcome. Come see us.
All right. Soon as football season is over, I think I will. But we want our playoff teams to go on and on and on. We'll be back on VypeFortBend.com. Equitable Advisors financial professionals know the path to a fulfilling future begins with getting to know who you are and what matters to you most. They work with people as individuals. That's how they deliver on their mission, just like Nick Arevalo, CFP. Talk to your local Equitable Advisor financial professional at 281-712-8777 or visit nickarevalo.com. That's NICKAREVALO.com. Together, you and my friend Nick can plan a future that reflects all of who you are. Equitable Advisors, LLC, New York, New York, member FINRA SIPC, investment advisory through Equitable Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. CFP is a certification mark owned by the Certified Financial Planner Board of Standards, Incorporated. This mark is awarded to individuals who successfully complete the CFP Board's initial and ongoing certification requirements.
All right, we are back inside Mercer Stadium, about 4 minutes away from resuming this game. Ridgepoint leading at halftime over Travis 23-7. Okay, so let's start with District 26A. Hightower last night defeated Clements 49-14 in a game we broadcasted for you here on VypeFortBend.com. And basically what's going on in District 26A is Ridgepoint is in command and will go to Division 1. That is the larger school division of Class 6A playoffs. Even if Travis comes back and wins this game, then Ridgepoint would be in a position to do that. Hightower only has the one district loss, which was to Ridgepoint, so they're likely going to be the top seed out of District 26A, but sliding down into the smaller school division, Division 2. All right, so we'll settle some other things regarding that as far as whether Clements is the other playoff team and George Ranch is the other playoff team. That's probably going to be the case, but not necessarily. A lot of things could happen, but we do know that the teams out of District 26A play against the teams from District 19-6A, and it's going to be tough coming out of 19-6A for young Katie Jordan, which in its first varsity season has been very impressive, but I don't know that they are going to make the playoff field. They are losing tonight 48-7. Tompkins leads Jordan at halftime. 48-7 Tompkins over Jordan. So Tompkins looks like they'll get the win tonight and make it 100% certain that they're going to be in the playoffs. And Tompkins being in the playoffs means that Ridgepoint will be in the top division of the Class 6A playoffs, and the Katy Tigers will slide down into the smaller school Division 2. So the Katy Tigers and Ridgepoint Panthers will be in opposite brackets, it looks like. Meanwhile, those Katy Tigers beat Seven Lakes last night by a score of 59-0, and Katy Pato was a winner 40-10 over Katie Taylor last night. So Katie Pato has had some turmoil. Lonnie Teagle, their head coach to start the season, resigned after 6 games. So there's still some turmoil for the Pato Panthers, who are not the defending Class 5A Division I champions. They're not defending that because they're in 6A now. But at least they will get into the playoff tournament and they will see what they can do. Okay, now let's talk about Fort Bend Marshall in Class 5A Division II. They are ranked 2nd in the state, and they defeated Galena Park last night 47-0. And what have the Buffs been doing? Well, their defense is very impressive. They have 5 straight shutouts and 22 straight quarters without allowing a touchdown. In those 5 straight shutouts, they have outscored their opponents 225-0. So the Buffs really do have a chance, I think, to get to Jerry World and play for a state championship. But now let's move over to Class 5A Division II. Oh, what a wonderful mess we have. All right, so the Foster Falcons in their district, which is, I believe, District 10, 5A D1, beat Magnolia last night 56-21. Foster has 2 losses in district games on the season. So they're kind of on the bubble for the playoffs. Meanwhile, Fulshire only has 1 loss, and Manville only has 1 loss, and Fulshire is leading Manville 6-0 as they start the 3rd quarter at Freedom Field down there in Iowa Colony. Now next week, we're going to have the game between Fulshire and Foster no matter what. And I guess it kind of depends on the game between Magnolia West, and Angleton. Magnolia West is hosting Angleton tonight and leading 14-0. Angleton has only 1 district loss going in, but if Magnolia West hands Angleton a 2nd district loss, that's going to be a mess. That district will really be a mess, and somebody's going to come out of the Fulshire-Manville game with 2 losses. Hopefully it's Manville gets the 2nd loss, and we want the Fulshire Chargers to be with one loss only, taking on Foster with 2 losses next week in a Thursday night game that we'll do for you. Looking forward to that one because it's just a huge game. And it might possibly be for loser is out of the playoffs and winner advances. And wouldn't that be fun? And there's one other game that I thought you might find interesting. North Shore beat Atascocita 16-13 in the Thursday night game of the week, powered by Vype on CW39 with Todd Freed and Matt Malatesta. And so North Shore was a little vulnerable, and they were at Humble. And Atascocita gave them all they could handle. But David Amador, who's playing quarterback for North Shore now, with Caleb Bailey, I guess he's done for the season. Well, they're still doing just fine and undefeated. All right, that's your halftime show, and now we begin the second half as Holden Gray bombs the kickoff into the south end zone, and Travis will get it to start this 3rd quarter, trailing 23-7. All right, I think I told you everything you needed to know. We thank Next Level Urgent Care for bringing us the halftime show from OW to WOW. Next Level Urgent Care has you covered. All right, so we start this 3rd quarter, and Travis at its own 25, down 23-7, and look at it this way, it's just a 2-score game. Travis might figure something out. This is one of those rivalry games. And it's amazing some of the things that can happen in a rivalry game. Drew Sisson dropping back, getting it out of his hands quickly. Ratliff makes the catch on the near side. Gets across the 25 to the 28-yard line. 3-yard pickup, 2nd down and 7.
Brings up 2nd down.
Ryan Rainey brought him down for the Panthers. Ridgepoint's defense has so much talent and so much depth, you just can't wear them out because they're going to be shuttling guys in all the time. And the guy that comes in as a backup, usually as effective as the guy he replaced. Up the middle, Akron Mahdi slam across the 30-yard line to the 31. He picked up 3 more. And it's going to be 3rd down and 4 for the Travis Tigers as they try to come back on Ridgepoint.
Brings up 3rd down.
Ridgepoint got touchdowns from Ezell Jolly, Mason Dossett, and Jolly again in the 44-yard Holden Gray field goal to lead 23-7. Third down and 4. Sissom, plenty of time, rolls to his left. Is he going to keep it? He's running to the sideline. He's hit hard. Out of bounds. No flag. Travis people, it's their bench, and they want a flag, but they're not going to get it. And the advance is to the 33-yard line, and that's not enough. It's still 2 yards short. Travis tried to fake a punt earlier, and they ran to the right and were stopped short. See what they do? They look like they're going to go for it on 4th and 2. Sissom with the head bob, trying to draw the Ridgepoint defensive line off sides, that is. And he's going to throw on 4th down and 2. Drops back, plenty of time, looking, moving to his left. And he finds a first down, and it gets out of bounds at the 38. That'll move the sticks. It's a first down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com. Travis just has to, they can't get 60 yards against this defense, so they have to get 10 sixes, and that's not easy. Sissom throws a hitch pass to Sims outside the numbers on the far side. Gets across the 40 to the 44.
Pass complete to number 2, Sims. Brings up second down.
That was a gain of 6. Second down and 4. Ball on the right hash mark. Travis driving into the wind from right to left. Sissom looks left. Throws incomplete. Ryan Ramey stepped around Dwayne Chappelle and knocked the ball down. 3rd and 4 coming.
Pass intended for number 9, Chapel, is incomplete.
Next week's coverage, Foster and Fulsher is our Thursday night game. 6:40 p.m. Equitable Advisors Countdown to Kickoff show. Marshall at Dayton. Same time on Friday. We're going on the road to Dayton. I've never been there. Elkins at George Ranch is our Saturday night game to finish the regular season. Quick hitch pass on the right to Cooper Atkins, but he's hit in the backfield. Not his fault. Nothing he could do. He was instantly dumped. And Isaiah Brown made the tackle, and it's going to be 4th and 4. I think Travis, since they went for it on 4th and 2 a few plays ago, they'll probably go for it here. And they send in a player that I have not seen to this point. It's Jackson Farr. Where's number 14? He's lined up as a wide receiver on the right side. Sissom rolls left, looks downfield, turns around, runs away from the pressure, up the middle. He twists, he turns, he's got the first down in Ridgepoint territory and rumbles all the way down to the 43. 2 4th down conversions for the Tigers on this drive already.
Tigers, first down.
That is a first down. Think of First Tire and Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttireandauto.com. Here is the 9th play of the drive. Sissom with time. Standing back there, he could unwrap a sandwich. Rolls to his left. He's got room. Gets outside the numbers. Gets a block from Akron Mahdi and gets to the 35. He picked up 8. It's 2nd and 2.
Number 1, Sissom, knocked out of bounds by number 32.
Tonight's broadcast isn't brought to you by Equate Cherry Cough Drops in the 160 count size, but it could be. These things are keeping me alive, or at least keeping my broadcast alive. So thank you to the fine folks at Walmart for being open so early this morning. All right. Call it 2nd down and 3. Sissom throws it to Ratliff. Got a first down. Advances to the 30. Keeps on pushing and takes it to the 27.
To number 4, Ratliff.
Oh, what a masterpiece of a drive this is for these Travis Tigers.
Tigers, first down.
On the tackle for Ridgepoint on that last advance was Peyton Doucette. So Ridgepoint has that defense that can keep you from burning them long. You can't usually get a quick touchdown, and you have to run so many plays, they often cause a mistake. There goes Akron Mahdi, right through the middle and past the linebackers and inside the 20 to the 16. And a touchdown saving tackle by Ridgepoint's Gavin Yovan.
Number 49, Yovan. That's good enough for the Tigers.
And it is yet another first down. Think of First Tyrant Automotive for all your car care needs. Check them out at firsttyrantauto.com. Little Nefemi Rufai comes out there, and he's in as a receiver, but he lines up as a running back near Ratliff. Sissom hands it off to Rufai. There he goes. Cuts back near the 10. Diving for the end zone. Is it a touchdown? Yes. Touchdown, Travis. Oh, my goodness. That is a masterpiece of an Archer Volkswagen touchdown scoring drive. It took 4 minutes and 22 seconds off the clock. It covered 75 yards in 12 plays, and the last of those plays was an 18-yard touchdown run by Nufemi Rufai on his first carry of this ball game. And now Travis, since they want to cut this to an 8-point game, they're going to go for 2. Sims and Sissom came over and talked with the Tiger coaching staff. Sims is lined up on the left side of the formation, but it's a power formation. Will they give it to Anthony Oliver? They fake it. Roll out by Sissom. Running for the goal line. He turns and gets in. Gets past Ryan Ramey and Austin Gunner into the end zone. It's a 2-pointer. And it is 23 to 15. This game is very exciting and it is taxing my voice, but I'm going to pace myself and make sure I can last the whole time for you, okay? 23 to 15, 7:38 to go in the third quarter. We got us a ball game here. This is VypeFortBend.com. Travis within 8 points of the Panthers.
Dr. Trudy Fleer here with the 5G Home Recovery Podcast. Let's discuss a very real existential threat to internet speed. It's a big one. Ready? T-Mobile Home Internet. It lags. Ugh. Now, what is lag? Lag is a delay in data being transmitted across the internet. For example, you're hitting that hot drop, the parachute cuts out, you've got an unsuspecting bot in your sights, and lag! You were actually eliminated 10 seconds ago. Nobody deserves that. So stop letting T-Mobile Home Internet ruin everything and switch to Xfinity. Learn more at xfinity.com/TMOFax.
Get an amazing value on Xfinity Internet with unlimited data included. Switch for $55 a month for 2 full years with no annual contract required and no equipment fees for 24 months. Go to xfinity.com/TMOFax, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store to learn more. Requires paperless billing and autopay. Ends 10/17/22. Restrictions apply. New fast internet and xFi Complete customers only. xFi Gateway required. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. After 24 months, regular rates apply to all services and devices.
So the Travis Tigers have just made it an 8-point game, and the wind is still blowing strong out of the north, and it knocks the ball off the tee before Leo Esteban kicks it away. So he's going to kick into the wind, but if Travis can stay just one score down going to the final quarter and getting the wind at their back, they might be in business. There is the kick, and it goes out of bounds on the right side, way out of bounds. So this will be pretty strong field position for Ridgepoint. A coin toss to start the game, and they deferred, so they knew they would get the football to start quarter number 3, and they drove. 7:31 to go in the third quarter. 7:31 to go in the third quarter. Austin Carlisle takes the snap, hands it off straight up the middle, and I believe it's Ezel Jolly. Little red day they're wearing, and gets it to go. By the way, I noticed that
Jolly, your ball carrier.
Our little Wi-Fi hotspot keeps turning off and on, so if you're getting some service interruptions, we apologize for that. If I can do anything about it, I will, but I don't know what to do. Defensive line, which is supposed to be one of those elite ones, is giving up consistent gain. Travis committed an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after Ridgepoint had really helped, and they have it at the Travis 33. I guess that Number one, a problem with a punt snap where Travis, it really cost them. It relied to Ashton Bethel Roman. The feed of Ashton Bethel Roman incomplete at the 20.
Number 8, Bethel Roman, is incomplete. Brings
Territory at the 48. So that worked out well. Takes the snap, drops. Yeah, looks like the ball is going to go over on downs anyway. Duffy Mapes, the referee, is talking with two of his officials and Brett Garcia, the Travis quarterback who just came in 2 plays ago for Drew Sissom. Now Garcia and the rest of his offensive teammates head over toward the sideline. I think the official just said, "Go away, we don't need your help." But the officials haven't sick pass.